So let's try to finish this before it goes off again.
You have to do training for 2 batches in a day, right?
Yeah, 2 batches in a day, and I'm supposed to start a recruitment also training now.
You have not started recruitment yet.
For Accenture, that is for 1 week. I never thought I would be doing, teaching in my life. But now that, I've started, it's good to share your knowledge. It's not exactly
The
teaching.
dedication towards work and the human yourself, you're very a good human being. So this is how you're upgrading yourself along with the career.
So I just hope, it's helpful for you guys. That's just, if
It's
not
been helpful.
totally this thing, at least you are introduced to the concept, no? So later on, you won't get lost. Yeah, so we were about to start the psychological appraisal. So we finished 4 types, right? There are totally 6 methods in which we can do annual appraisal. Till now we finished 4, right? So can we just quickly recap? Can you tell me? Number one is?
MBO.
Yeah. Number 1 is MBO. 2?
6 delivery.
Mm-hmm. Third is?
Assessment center method.
Yeah. Fourth is?
Behavioral.
Yeah. What is the full form?
Anchored.
BARS.
Interpret.
Behavioral what?
Behavioral anchored rating scale.
So in short form, we can call it BARS also. Okay, and yeah, it is commonly referred to as BARS. Okay, so fifth one is psychological appraisal.
Can't see this.
You can see the screen.
Only the folder.
I think it's on its way. Let's wait. Till then, I'll read it out. Okay. So
This one is psychological.
appraisals. Psychological appraisals. So psychological appraisals come handy to determine the hidden potential of employees. This method focuses on analyzing an employee's future performance rather than their past work. So what happens? So what is the main objective of an appraisal? We generally do an appraisal in order to to decide how the employee has been performing, right? And to check what other changes need to be done for better performance, right? But psychological appraisal is one method in which, the future performance cannot, it only defines or analyzes the employee, how the employee can perform in the future rather than their past work. So psychological means what? Understanding an employee's mindset, right? The way he thinks. So psychological appraisal will help us decide on his future performance and not help us decide on his performance that has gone by, the past performance. Okay. So these appraisals are used to analyze 7 major components of an employee's performance. Can you see the screen or still it is not visible?
Not visible.
Okay, I'll start. I'll try sharing again. How much time do we have? Oh, we have time. It's just 1:10. Huh?
Now we can see.
Okay. So, referring to the second point, these appraisals are used to analyze 7 major components of an employee's performance, such as interpersonal skills. So, we are here, the psychological appraisal helps us determine 7 components, okay, which are important for an employee's performance. So, the first component is interpersonal skill. Can anybody tell me what is interpersonal skill?
Interpersonal means interpersonal communication means communication between two individuals. So likewise, interpersonal skills means skills
It is not communication. It is a part of communication, but it is not exactly communication. So interpersonal skills means your ability to interact with everybody around. You know, your relation, how your work relation. Okay, it refers to work relation, how you communicate to your peers around. Okay, that is interpersonal skill. Cognitive abilities. In a given situation, how do you react and how do you behave? That is cognitive ability. Okay, intellectual traits. So how well, how equipped you are, what kind of knowledge you carry. Okay, how much knowledge you carry about the job role. That is intellectual traits. Leadership skills. So in a given situation, if you're put in a leadership position, how do you take the job forward as a leader? Okay, your personality traits. So what kind of a person are you that would be helpful in terms of work? Okay, so your personality traits, your emotional questions, like how well can you accommodate yourself in a team, how well you can empathize, how well you can understand the situation and others situation. Okay, and other related skills. So it's everything to do with your psychological behavior. Okay, so these are the few components which can be identified, which will affect an employee's performance. Okay, and the third is qualified psychologists conduct a variety of tests, in-depth interviews, psychological tests, discussions, and more to assess an employee effectively. However, it is rather slow and complex process, and the quality of result is highly dependent on the psychologist who administers the process. So it is quite evident. So it all depends on who is assessing the person, right? The way he thinks, his experiences will obviously affect the way he analyzes an employee. Correct? Do you agree or not? If I have to make a decision, or my opinions will matter, okay, about a person depending on my past experiences and the way I think. Yes or no?
the voice is breaking.
My voice is breaking. Okay. Nirmala, my voice is breaking to you also, or is it clear?
Clear.
It is clear.
No, you're not clear to me.
You're not clear. I'm not clear. Okay. Network issues.
Now it's okay, I guess.
So, are you guys able to understand the concept of psychological appraisal? Did you understand? So, it helps us determine the future performance of an employee rather than analyzing the past performance. Okay. So this to be very precise. Okay, and what are the advantages of psychological appraisal? Extract measurable objective data about not just an employee's performance but also potential. So with other methods, we were able to analyze on an employee's performance, how he has been performing. But the most beneficial thing about psychological appraisal is that you can analyze an employee's potential. So depending on how he thinks and his behavior and all that, you can analyze what kind of a role you can decide for that person in the future. Okay, so we can decide on the potential. Can be deployed easily when compared with other performance appraisal methods. So other performance appraisal methods, what happens is you need to set criteria, make plans, do the job analysis and the rating scale and everything. But psychological, it is easy to implement because it does not demand any such planning to be done. Okay, and another is offer introverted or shy employees a platform to shine and prove their potential. That means people who do not speak up, okay, they have problem communicating and all that. So psychological analysis helps such people to outshine and talk about their, strengths and weaknesses and all that. So it helps people who are introvert in nature. So you guys are introvert or an extrovert?
And ambivert.
You are what?
Ambivert.
What's that? It's in between.
Between.
Okay, that's called amphivert. I'm sorry, I haven't heard of that one. Okay. What about Nirmala? You're an extrovert or an introvert?
I didn't understand the meaning of that.
Okay. Okay. Introvert, so that's the definition itself, people understand it differently. Introvert are people who generally are not very outspoken and they keep their feelings and thoughts to themselves. Okay, extrovert are considered to be people who are more, going out and interacting with people. Very in Nepali we say no friend, we say no something like.
Introvert.
Huh?
Introvert.
You're an introvert. Okay. What do you think I am? What do you guys think I am?
Ambivert. In between. I think so.
I'm an introvert.
Introvert.
Yeah, very much. Okay, so the last one is human resource accounting method. So here we do the cost accounting method. Okay, so we check on human resource cost accounting method, analyzes an employee's performance through the monetary benefits he or she yields to the company. So we have to check, like, if we keep this person in this role, then how much earning do we have? What is the benefit in terms of monetary terms? Okay, so it is obtained by comparing the cost of retaining an employee. That means cost to the company. How much salary we are paying to an employee and how much profit is he giving to the company. His work is giving to the company. Okay, so that is cost accounting method. Fine. So I'm sure such companies will not hire HRs because we are not considered to be a business generating department, right? But still, we are evolving, human resources evolving, and we are actively participating in making strategic decisions to increase the business, right? Still, the thought and people's opinion about the department still has to change. Okay. Okay. So you understood this concept, right? Human resource accounting method. Okay. So return on investment. Have you heard this word? So if I'm hiring person at this cost, okay, how much revenue is he giving us? Okay. Nirmala, have you understood? No. Nirmala, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So have you understood this concept? Yes. Have you understood? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. So keep asking. Okay. I saw a blank look on your face. That's why I understood you haven't, got the point. Okay. So human resource accounting method. Human resource is not referring to us as human resource officials. When we are referring to human resource, like I initially told you in my first session, I told you human resource. So human resource are the employees of the company. They are the resource. They are the resource in form of humans to the company. So what we are doing here is we are analyzing the cost of keeping a human resource against the profit or revenue he is generating for the company. Okay, so I will decide to give a promotion or salary hike to employee A depending on how much profit he is giving me in my business. So it would directly refer to people, especially in the sales. Okay, suppose somebody is giving me a sale of or profit of 50,000 rupees in a year, and employee B is giving me a profit of 1 lakh rupees in a year, then I will give a promotion or a salary hike to a person who's giving me more business, more profit. Understood? So analyzing in the way in a cost accounting method means how much business is he giving to me, only then I will give him a salary hike. Got it?
Depending on the profit.
Yes. Okay. So this is the concept. What is the advantage? It effectively measures the cost and value that an employee brings to an organization. Okay. So if I am keeping a certain employee in the company, obviously I will just check whether it is beneficial for me to keep person or not. Right? So there is help identify the financial implication that an employee's performance has on the organization's bottom line. So it is mainly to do with whether I should keep this particular resource or not. Okay, whether it is advantageous for me, whether I'm earning more money by keeping this person, or am I spending from my pocket. It will help us analyze that. Okay, and this is obviously more ideal for startup companies and small businesses where the performance of an employee can break or make the organization success. Because for a startup, it is every penny is essential, right? So keeping an employee, is it beneficial for me or it is just a cost for my company? So I need to analyze that. So startup companies uh, can use this method for appraising or promoting an employee. Okay. So implementation of human resource cost accounting method. Identify how to implement this. Identify the gap between the market and current package of an employee. Okay, how can we implement this? By identifying the gap between the market and current package. So we have to compare the package that we are offering to an employee against the market. Suppose I'm taking an MBA HR and I'm offering her certain amount, and I'm comparing another MBA HR in another company, and I see how much is this resource giving me business compared to the same resource employed in another company. So I do a comparative study. Understood? And second is determine the monetary and non-monetary value that the employee brings to the table. Okay, so some employees may give me a higher business, but some other employee may give me, can bring me, can be beneficial to me in other ways, like interacting, or they might have other strengths. So I have to evaluate how advantageous it is for me to keep this employee. Maybe non-monetary way, she is helpful for me to, interact with candidates, addressing issues and all that. Okay, so how beneficial is this employee for me to keep this employee in the company? Okay, so list down the things that an employee achieved in the review period, increase the subscriber count, improvement in revenue, and all that. So it means the same thing. So against the, whatever investment you have done or whatever cost you are incurring and keeping this employee, is it beneficial for you or not? We have to do that analysis, and that is called human resource cost accounting method. Understood? So these are the 6 methods of doing an annual appraisal or performance management for employees in your company. Okay? You have any questions? So which are the 2 methods that are commonly used in companies?
From these,
Yeah, from the 6 methods that I just told you about in today's session, which are the 2 most commonly used methods?
60-degree feedback.
Which one? 6th one. Okay.
Second,
Yeah, you are right. For startups, I told you, na, this is the main method to do the appraisal. Another one?
MBO.
MBO,
Yeah, MBO. And
first one,
one in multinationals, in big companies, they are using the 360 degree.
360.
Okay. So these 3 are the most commonly used appraisal system, annual appraisal system. And please remember, this is one of the most important process for any company. The annual appraisal system, which comes under performance management, wherein you are checking the performance of an employee. Okay. Rest we discussed yesterday, confirmation appraisal. Remember, probation, confirmation. We discussed that 3 months, 6 months period, you check the performance of an employee, right? So in this, yes, in this you can either increase the salary or not increase the salary. It depends on what you have promised the employee, but generally there is no hike in salary, there is no promotion after completion of the probation period. It's just that the employee is permanently employed with the company, and he will be entitled for certain benefits from the company side, which he will not be entitled to during the probation period, like the number of leaves and other facilities. Okay. And another performance management tool was the performance improvement plan, PIP. Right. So after a person has been confirmed after completing the probation period, you think that he is not been performing, then you directly put him under PIP plan. Performance improvement plan. Okay. Fine. So we'll end the session here. Tomorrow we'll start with the HR policies. Okay. Okay. So you guys take care. Hopefully tomorrow will not be as scary as it is portrayed in the news. Hope it passes by silently and peacefully. Fine then guys, I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Thank you for the session. Bye.
Bye.